Hi guys, what's up? Welcome to Flutter Helper, and in this tutorial we are going to build this beautiful login screen application using Firebase. And in this app I've implemented two types of authentication, which is login using email and password and other is Google sign-in. So before starting this tutorial I'll show you how this app works, so it will give you better idea what we are going to build. Now tap on this register button and here is my Firebase console. Now let's create the user. I name this user as Flutter Helper, which is my channel name. If you guys haven't subscribed to my channel yet, then hit on subscribe button and also like this video. This is just a fictitious username and password. This is not my actual email. Now this is the homepage of our app with a message like hello Flutter Helper, you are logged in as which is just a username and email. Now as you can see, our app is working absolutely fine. User is successfully updated in my Firebase console. Now let's try the login part as well. Hit on sign out. For login part, I'm just fast forwarding this video. Now login part is also working fine. Now in this app I've implemented error message dialog box. If someone enter wrong email and password, then a show dialog containing error message will pop up like this. Yeah, and I've also implemented validations. Suppose user enter a short password of less than 6 character, then will show him a message like provide a minimum 6 character password. See, just wait. Now as you can see, this is the app that we are going to build. I hope you like my work and this app as well. So before start coding, I'll first link Firebase to this application. Okay, so first create this app and I name this as authentication, which makes sense. Guys, listen this very carefully. To understand the complete concept, just watch this tutorial complete. Even if you stuck at some point, then still watch the complete tutorial, because we are dealing with Firebase and everything is linked up. So even if you face some doubt in starting, then your all doubts will be cleared when we deep dive in tutorials. Okay, so let's start linking process. Now click on this add project and I name this project as Firebase Auth, which is a good name I guess, cause we are dealing with Firebase authentication. For this app there is no need for analytics, so I'm disabling this analytics part. It's just a login page application. And guys, here I am telling you the proper way how to link Firebase to application. I'm following this documentation. I hope you guys read this documentation as well, because if you want to become a good developer, then reading documentation is most important thing. I know in beginning it's hard to understand, but just try to read little, then slowly you will start understanding documentation. I'll drop this link as well in description. Now let's hit on continue. Before moving further, let's enable the authentication methods. Guys, it's a super important thing. Without enabling this, our authentication part is not going to work. So just enable this email and password. After completion of this email and password, then I'll enable the Google sign-in. Okay, so let's first code for this email password authentication. Now first I'll tell you how to link application to Android, then I'll come to the iOS user as well. To grab the package name, just open this Android, then app, then source and go to Android manifest. Now here is the package name. Just copy this and paste this here. To grab the SHA1 key, as you can see, it's optional part, but when we are going to authenticate user using Google sign-in, then it's recommended to enter the SHA1 key. Guys, to grab the SHA1 key, I'm telling you the easiest part. Just open your project in Android Studio. Just open this app. This is the path of my app. Yeah, just open this and click the Android button. Now guys, indexing will start and indexing will take some time, so I'm cutting the indexing part. I hope you guys understand it's a unnecessary thing, that's why I'm cutting this part. Now indexing is done. Just tap on this Gradle and this Android, then task, and again tap on Android. Yeah, click this sign in report. Just wait for a minute. Yeah, here is our SHA1 key. Just copy this key and paste this key inside the SHA part. Guys, if you don't have Android Studio, then it's not a big deal. There are tons of way to find SHA key. Just Google them. Okay. Now register this app. Download this Google service JSON file. Guys, this is the most important file. Without this file, you can't make contact with your app. You can't link Firebase to your app. Okay, and just go to, this is my app directory. Go to Android, then app, then paste this file here. I'll talk about this file later when we are going to use this file. Just hit on next button. Now it's time to copy some files and paste this file in build Gradle. Just copy. For your better understanding, let's minimize these things. Yeah, now it looks good. Just tap on Android, then build Gradle. Just paste the file here, class path. Now just copy the another file, which is Google, this application one. Just copy this, and this time just press on this app and this build Gradle. Now as you can see, this file is already installed in my IDE, so let's skip this part and now copy this Google services file and paste these files before apply plugins here. Now let's hit on the next button. Yeah guys, I know it's a lengthy process, but there's no other way for linking Firebase to the application. Just press on next and continue to console. Now as you can see here, we have successfully linked our app to Firebase. For iOS user, just follow this path for getting package name. Now before start coding, let's open the pubspec.yaml, and for authentication we need a dependency which is Firebase auth. And guys, here I'm using a specific version of this dependency cause if we use upper version, we need to fix the Android X issue. So this video is not about resolving Android X. So we just focus on understanding the concept of Firebase and login page. If you have, if you face any problem in resolving Android X, then just comment down and I'll make the separate tutorial on that. So let's talk about the approach we are using. First we create couple of files, then like home page, login page, sign up page, and home page is protected with login page and sign up page. So user will first allow to sign in or sign up, then user will gain access to home page. Okay, now it's time to code the rituals first, which is bare minimum thing for an application. Guys, I'm telling you every single thing that is necessary for building this app, so don't worry, and I'm super excited about this. I hope you guys are excited as well. First we are going to build the start screen, so let's create a class for that. File start.dart. This is the start screen that I'm telling about. It's not telling about, I'm just telling you, sorry. Import material. Guys, in VS Code there are short notations, like for stateful widget just type stfull, and for stateless widget just type stless. It will save our not lot of time, but yeah, it will save some time. And in this app, and here I'm using container as a body, and inside container I'm using column. Column places the widgets in top to bottom like this. Top to bottom, first image, then welcome to X groceries, then our login button. Okay, so let's import the image first. For using image, I'm just wrapping my image inside container. Okay, just we don't need this anymore, so exit. This is the images file that I need for this application. Just copy this and paste this file in this app directory. Just paste this here. Now go to pubspec.yml and import the image first. Just uncomment this. Guys, you need to be very careful about this spacing and indentation of assets. If there is any problem while in spacing, then you will face some errors, so just be careful. And start is the name of my image. Now copy this path and paste this here. For the text like welcome to X groceries, I'm using rich text because I need to provide color in this X groceries part. Okay, so rich text, and here we need two text spans. First text span 2 for welcome to, and other text span 2 for X groceries. Just wait, I'll show you. Welcome to let's give a styling to this welcome to text. Font size of 25 will be sufficient. I want bold textures, that's why I'm using font weight dot bold. and a black color. If you guys have any kind of doubt regarding container column, then watch the Flutter Basics tutorial first. Okay, so here the text span for X groceries. Now X groceries. Let's also provide some styling here and a font size of 30 and also bold texture and a orange color. Bigger font looks good. I'll show you in this app because we are using rich text and we also provide orange color to the X groceries part. Yeah, like this. And for text, fresh groceries delivered at your doorstep. Guys, right now I'm suffering from sore throat, so forgive me for my horrible voice. Sorry for that. Now it's time to add raised buttons. Before adding raised buttons, just run this app and check out what the work we have done till now. Start. Import the start first. Oh, my ID already imported start. Sorry for that. I'm also fast forwarding this Flutter and process cause this thing also takes some time and I don't want to make this tutorial long, so sorry for that. Yeah, this is the app that we have built. We need spacing from top and bottom as well, so let's provide size box first. We need size box from top, just here before container, and a height of 35 will be sufficient. Let's also provide spacing from bottom of the image, and we need spacing from the welcome to X groceries below this X groceries. Okay, now reload. Wrap. Let's provide height to this container, and black line disappeared, so let's provide a fit to this image, box fit dot contain. Just wait. Yeah, now it looks perfect. Now let's move to the raise buttons. For raise buttons I'm using row, cause login and register both buttons are placed in a row, that's why I'm using row. I'm going to provide this on press functionality later. Okay, and in the text I want login and also some styling as well. This time let's give a font size of 20, and this time also we need bold textures and a white color because we are using orange as a background in a theme. White looks good on orange, that's why I'm using white. I hope you guys also like this UI. Let's provide a shape to this race buttons, and here I'm using rounded, just wait, shape. Here I'm using rounded rectangle border. Let's give a border radius of 10. Yep, 10 will be sufficient. Also provide color to the race button. Paste this. Now for register button, just copy this and paste this here. Just reload. Yeah, we need spacing between the buttons, and we also need to manage main axis alignment. So main axis alignment dot center, and let's provide a size box between race buttons with a width. Yeah, 20 will be sufficient. Now let's give a padding to the race buttons, and I want padding from only left and right. And after this I'm commenting this line. Just wait for a minute, I'll show you why I have commented this line. Now look at these race buttons, and let's uncomment this and paste this padding here as well. Now we need a hot restart. Now as you can see, the race buttons have stretched a little bit, that's why I've used padding. Okay, now let's provide a size box from the top of the race buttons. Yeah, now for Google sign in, the button, we don't need to make a race button. There's a package in Flutter. This is the package, and as you can see, here are lots of race buttons here, but we need to use Google sign in here. So just copy this dependency and go to pubspec.yaml and import the dependency here. Here, just press Ctrl plus S, and for importing this dependency, just copy this and paste this below material.dart. Yeah, now we need oh now we need button for Google sign in. So just wait, let's give a size box first, because we also need spacing from top of the Google button. Now for just copy this with custom text, sign up with Google button, sorry, sign in, just paste this here. This is a very good package for using customized button for the authentication, like for Google, Facebook, and all other things. Why it's giving me error? Let's reload again. Nope, I guess there's a problem while importing the package. Let's re-import the package. Flutter PubGat running. Now restart the app. Oh yes, restart. Hot restart. What's this? I guess package is imported now. Ah. Oh, I've just I've just pasted this sign in button in a row. So just cut and paste the sign in button outside row. Yeah. Now reload the app. Reload. Yeah. Just wait. Yep. Now our UI is looking perfect. Let's get rid of this debug banner as well. For this, go to material app and here type debug show mode checked. Don't know whatever it is. Just make it false. Now reload. Yep. This banner is gone. Now we have successfully completed the first part of this app, which is start screen. Now it's time to move to the login screen. This is the login screen that we are going to build. Email, a password. Now let's work on the login screen. This time we need to import one more file, which is Firebase auth. Guys, watch this tutorial at least till the completion of homepage. Okay, even if you stuck at some point in login screen now, then still watch this tutorial at least till the completion of homepage. I bet your all doubts will be cleared. Just watch this tutorial till the homepage. Okay, now first initialize the Firebase auth and grab the instance of it. Now here I'm just initializing the Firebase auth. Okay, and grabbing the instance, and its value is not going to change, so I make this final. And since we are using forms, so we need to grab the form key as well. Okay, so for this let's initialize the global key, and global key is of type form state. Guys, this all the form, like which is sign up page, sign in screen, all these screens now fall under the category of forms. So whenever you are dealing with these forms now, you need to grab the global key. Okay, and I name this global key as form key. Fine. Now here we have grabbed the instance of Firebase which can directly talk to Firebase, and you will think how just writing this one line of code it's able to do it. Now the role of JSON files comes. Look, I'll show you. Now as you can see, here is the project ID, mobile app ASIC ID. All these things is responsible for this. That's why this is super important file. Without this file, it's impossible to link Firebase to our app. Okay. Now we need two more elements, which is email and password as a string. Okay. Now the interesting parts come. Now we'll check first whether the user is logged in or not. If user is already logged in, then there is no point in showing him the login page. Instead, we'll redirect the user to home page. For that we need to create a method which can continuously check for user whether the user has pressed the login button or not. Okay, so this is the method we are going to build. and I name this method as check authentication, and it's going to work asynchronously, so async as well. Now for checking, let's call our instance auth, and here I'm using on auth state listener. So as soon as authentication state change from login to logout, it just fires up a listener there, cause we want to listen on this now. Now if user is not equal to null, which means user have credentials like email and password, then we'll navigate the user to home page. Now if user have entered the email and password, then there is no point in showing him the login screen now. That's why we are redirecting the user to home page. And for redirecting, I am just using navigator and material page routes. Okay, this is how we are using navigation using material page route, and this is the home page. No, this one. Okay, now we need to use this method every time when someone will appear on the login page. For this, we are using init state. Now after this, let's work on the UI of this page. Again, here I'm using container as a body, and inside container I'm going to use column like we did earlier in start screen, and inside column here I'm using another container for the image. Okay, and for importing the image I'm using asset images. Now let's import the image first. Go to pubspec.yaml. This is the image for login screen, and name of this image is login, and it's a JPG file. Okay, let's also give a fit to this image. Now here we are using forms inside this container. Okay, as I told you earlier, whenever we are dealing with forms, we need to grab a form key. Okay, so here I am using key, and every forms generate a unique form keys. Okay, so here is our form key that we have initialized earlier. Now here we need to use text fields, and we are going to use text fields inside column like this. Okay, email, password, both are available in columns from top to bottom. Okay, now just wait. Now here we are using text form fields, and now we need to use validator. Now the questions come, why are we using validator and what is the use of it? Okay, now listen, we validate the input by providing the validator function to the text form fields. If the user input isn't valid, then the validator function returns a string containing error messages. Okay, I'll just explain you in a minute in simpler words. Just wait. This input is what entered by user. Okay, suppose if user is forgot to enter the email field, then we'll show him the message like enter email. Okay, I'll show you. This is the app that I have created earlier, and suppose user have forgotten to enter the email, like this. Just wait. Yeah, suppose user have forgot to enter the email, then we'll throw him an error message like enter email. And same for password. If user have entered a small password just of 2 characters, then we'll throw a error message like enter minimum 6 character password. Okay, now I'll hope you understand the concept of validator. Now as you can see in this case is input dot is empty, which means the email text field is empty. Then we'll throw the user error message like enter email. Okay, let's decorate the text fields as well. For decoration we are using input decorations. As in label I am using email, and let's also give a prefix icon which is icon of email. Okay, icons dot email. Now decoration is done. Now let's save the input. On this we are just saving the input, means just saving the input. Suppose user have entered the email, then we are just saving the email. Okay, here we are saving the input of user, and copy this cause we need 2 text fields, one for email and other for password. Okay, why there is error? Just wait. I'm not going to fast forward this part cause I'll show you debugging is a part of development. Yeah, here is my fault. It's a label text. Sorry, my bad. And only icons dot email. Now it looks good. Nope. Just wait. Oh, yeah. Now it's all good. Now just copy this validator. For password we need to add a if else condition here, which means if length is less than 6, which means if user have entered a password of less than 6 character, then we'll throw the user an error message like provide minimum 6 character. Okay, and in prefix icon we are using, I'm using a lock icon. Okay, and this is obscure text, which means when you are writing typing password and black dot appear on your password, now this is what obscure text does. So we make this obscure text true. Okay, now here we are again saving the input. Now let's try to run this app. First let's add a raise button. Okay, here I'm going to add on press functionality in a minute, so be patient. As this is a login screen, so here I'm using a login text and a font size of 20 will be sufficient, and a bold texture. I guess now you are familiar with the raise buttons and the UI part. Now just create the home page. st full and import the home page here. Now it's okay. Now let's run this app. So sorry, it's logging. Now it's time to run the app. What what happened? Let's figure it out. What we have done wrong. Just wait. As I said, debugging is part of development. So I'm not going to fast forward this part. So sorry for that. Uh, Validator part is all good. Then where is the problem? Just wait for a minute. No, it's not going to work. Just wait. Oh, sorry. I've just added all the decoration part inside this validator. Sorry for that. Now it's all good. Yeah. Now let's fix the same error for password validator part as well. Sometimes these small errors will take an hour to resolve them. So you can't ignore this debugging part. Sorry, here's a typo. It's not app op secure, it's opcure. Don't know how to pronunciate it. Sorry. Now it's all good. Just wait. Yeah. Now it's time to run the app again. Hope this time it works. Tada! It looks good. Let's fix this also. For this, just wrap the container inside single child scroll view. The container that we are using is a body now. Just wrap this container inside single child scroll view. Okay. Now let's reload the app again. Now it's all working fine. We need to stretch the raise button from all the sides. So here we need padding also. And this time I'm using padding from LTRB, which means from top to top, left, right, bottom. Sorry, left, top, right, bottom. Sorry. And size box of height will be 20 will be sufficient. Now it looks perfect. Now it's time to add the on press functionality in sign in button. Okay, sorry, login button. Now we'll make the sign in method means user have entered email and password of 6 character, then it will validate the current state of form. Okay, so first we need to check the validation of current state of form state. Listen carefully again. We need this login button because user have entered email and password of 6 character, then it will validate the current state of form. So we need to check the validation of current state by using form key that we are doing right now. We are just validating the current state. If user have entered the email and a password of 6 character, which means it's ready for validating. If our form key is validate, then we'll save the current state of the form. Like saving the current state means saving the credentials provided by user, like his email and password. I hope you understand this point. Now for logging, there is a chances that it can go wrong, like user will enter a wrong email or password. So for this we are using this try catch. And in try block here I just try to log in the user. Okay, so signing with email and password. Now in catch part we are using catch. Is there any error, then we'll show error to the user. For this I'm going to create this method just in a minute. This is the method that we are going to build. Show error dot e dot error message. Now let's create the show dialog message method for show dialog. Sorry, this is the show dialog that I'm talking about. Let's create this function. If you have any kind of doubt for the method check authentication, we have just validate the input, then if user have entered the credentials properly, then we are just saving their credentials, and in try block we are just signing the user with email and password. I hope you guys understand. Now for content, we don't need to use the content. It's handled by Firebase, so there is no point in creating a custom error messages. The content means the error, like user have entered email improperly, or that's all kind of thing. The error part is completely handled by Firebase, so we don't need to use the custom error messages. Surely you can make the custom error messages as well, but there is no point if Firebase, cause Firebase have handled this error messages quite very well. Now it's home page. Now for home page, we need to create the Firebase instance for this page as well. Our login page is completed and is logged in. We are using this is logged in feature just in a minute. Now again we are using the same method, check authentication, which check the user is logged in or not, but this time we are using if user is equal to null, which if user don't have email and password, then there is no point in showing him the login home page. Okay, if user don't have any email and password, so I don't think there's a point showing him the home page. User first need to enter the email and password, then he'll gain access to this home page like this. If user is equal to null, then we'll redirect him to the start screen. So user will decide he needs to sign in or register. After this home page, I'm going to run this app. So when I run this app, all doubts will be cleared. Let's import the start screen as well. Now the point comes. Now what if user is not null? So surely then we need to provide access to home page. For this, we need to create a method get user. Surely you can change this name as well. So I'm just grabbing the user from Firebase as user have entered the email and password. So what this line means, in this line I'm just grabbing the user from Firebase as user have entered the email and password, then he press the login button. Okay, then all the detail goes to Firebase and we are grabbing those detail from Firebase like email and password. I hope you will understand. Now we are reloading the user that we have grabbed. It's a not tricky, it's a irrelevant part. I don't know why Flutter, it's a problem of Flutter or Firebase, I don't know, but it's no good. If you skip this reloading part, then you'll always get null as a username. I know it sounds irrelevant, but this is how we are dealing with Firebase. After this reload again, we need to extract the user from Firebase. And Flutter there is no other way to do. So now if user is not null, then user is equal to Firebase user and is sign in is equal to true. I forgot to create this user. Sorry, that's why we are getting error. Let's Firebase user. Now it's all good. I hope you guys understand this part as well. Now listen carefully. As we assign our home page to home, so when the user open the app, the first page is home page and it checks whether the user is null or not. If user is not null, then we'll grab the get user and give home page access to the user. If user is null, then we'll redirect him to start page. So hope you guys understand my point, what I'm trying to say. Now let's work on UI part. Oh, I forgot to use this. Uses init state method like we did in sign in page. So we need to use this method every time when someone will appear on this home page. So we use init state. Now here we are using is sign in, not we are using this ternary expression, means if user is not sign in, then we'll provide a circular progress indicator, else we are providing this home page like column. Inside column there is image, then our message like I show you when we are testing this application, like flutter, hello flutter helper, you are logged in as this.com. This is the I'm talking about. This is if you are familiar with that, you know what I'm doing right now. I'm just displaying the name and email of the user. Now we need to create a raise button for sign out as well. In login screen, I forgot to add my function or method that I've created. Let's use this method here, login. Now our login page is completed. Now let's create the method for sign out button. It's a super easy. It's just a one line of code. Sign out. Just auth dot sign out. That's it. Cause it's handled by Firebase also. It's super easy, na? Yeah, I know. Our app will be ready after sign up page, but using demo app, I'll explain you what we have done till now. So listen carefully. Now look, this is the app that we are building. I already logged in using email and password. So what I'm trying to show you is, now when the app opens first time, the app checks whether the user is null or not. In this case, user is not null. I've entered email and password. That's why I gain access to homepage. Now if I press on sign out and opens the app again, just wait. Now look, Start screen will appear. Now listen carefully. Initially the home page will appear, but user is null, means don't have email and password, so home page redirect me to start page. Hope you'll understand the concept what I'm trying to tell you. We have already create the class from for login screen. Let's create a method so that when we tap on login screen, the start screen will redirect us to the sign up page. Sorry, sign in page. So let's create the method navigate to login. We are just using navigator and material page route. Now copy this method and paste this method inside on press part of login raise button. Now let's test. Restart this app. Tap on login. Yeah, it's working. We read the login button redirect us to this sign in page. Now let's move towards sign up screen. Now again we need to initialize the instance of Firebase auth for sign up page as well, and need global key also, cause in this sign up page we are also dealing with forms. Now we'll need three variables here: name, email and password for this sign up page. So let's initialize them after this global key. Now we need this check authentication method. So if user is not null, again user don't have any email and password, then we'll redirect the user to the start screen. If user not equal to null, then again we are using navigator and material routes. Why this is giving me an error? So we'll fix this out later. Let's import the start screen, home page. If user is not equal to null, which means he have entered the email and password. If user have the credentials, then there is no point in showing him the sign up page. That's why we are redirecting the user to home page. So we also in this we also need this init state method. I hope you guys know why we are using this init state this time. Let's create a method for sign up page like we create like we did in sign in page as well. Now previously, as we have created login method, it's time to create method for sign up page. For again, first, this is what we have done already. I guess you'll know why we are doing this. Now previously in login method we have used sign in with email and password, but this similarly for sign up page we are using create user with email and password. Now look, this is the line which is responsible for creating a user. If user is not equal to null. Now you guys ask, we have already used this if statement here, but this for this we are using for this time we are using if else because we need to update username. That's why the extra code here. Now we are creating the object to update username. Look, in the first line we are creating object to update username. In the second line we use Firebase property display name and store our name in display name. Name is what entered by user. And in the last line we are updating name in Firebase. I hope you guys understand the concept. Again we need to use catch part as well. If there is an error we need to provide show dialog message to the user. Guys, this video is getting long and long and long, so I'm just copying this part cause it's all same. Surely we need to do some modification, but I'm happy with doing modifications. So we need one more text field, so I'm going to copy this and paste for username. Just change enter name and we need to change the icon as well. Now it's all good. No, it's not. Yeah. Sign up and sign up. Now it's time to run our app. We need this part again for register button. Log in, navigate to register and sign up page. Now again copy this, navigate to register. first import. Now it's time to run this app. So create a user, and I name this user again as Fire Helper. Hers at the rate. This is not my. This is obscured text that I'm talking about. Dot dot dot. Flutter helper, you are logged in as there is some issue with the image. We'll figure it out. Let's see. Unable to load the image. What's the matter? Image is imported properly, so where is the error? Oh, I forgot to use extension .jpg. I am horrible at typo. Now it's all good. We need to just provide a little bit space. Let's give a size box height equal to 40 will be sufficient. Now it's all good. Surely we need to provide spacing as well. But it's time for results. Now reload. Yes, I guess, yeah. User is updated successfully in our Firebase console. As you can see, harsh@gmail.com. Guys, this video is getting too long, so I'm going to provide a Google sign in part in next video. Create an account button. For this, we are using gesture detector. Guys, this video is getting so long, so I'm going to end this video right after this gesture detector. And in next video, we are going to provide a Google sign-in functionality for authentication and create an account. Just on tap, when we tap on this create an account, we'll navigate to the sign up page. Let's create this method as well. Guys, if you learn anything from this video, please do like, subscribe and comment, because this is the only way that you can help me. So please subscribe to my channel if you learn something. That's why. So this is the last part of this video. I'm again using the navigator, so I'm just copy pasting. We have already created this. Just copy and paste. Now it's time to testing. It's time now. It's time to test. Now reload. Hot restart. We need hot restart. Let's press on this create an account. Yep, it will redirect us to this screen, sign up screen. So here is an assignment which is very easy, very easy. You create this gesture detector button for sign up page. If you learn anything from this video, do subscribe to my channel and like this video. Thank you for watching this video.